content was about 4.3, and for the
Out of?
5
Thank you.
out of 100, and overall for the facilitators, it was 4.6 out of 5, and as a professional facilitator, anything over 4.2 is darn good. So I would.
And we were really lucky. SC.5 worked really hard to get this information out there. We had parents from Bristol Warren, Newport, Portsmouth, a teacher from Newport, and I'm sure I'm forgetting other folks, but it was not just our group. And I just have to commend our staff. They did a fantastic presentation, and then to commend the staff that attended. We had a nice turnout of our own staff who came to listen, and I hear that language in the hallways all the time, and it even increased after having that workshop. So it's just, I was tickled. It was fun to be the parent in the room of those staff to just watch them just take off and run.
What's one sentence I wasn't able to attend, so what's one thing, like, eyes aren't on me, or?
Yep, eyes aren't on me, your brain's not in the, your brain and your body are not in the game, are not in the, what we're doing. I can see, you're looking at the clock, I can see your eyes aren't in the game. So talking about unusual, usual behavior, expected behavior, unexpected behavior with kids who struggle to really process those social components of social language and social cues. So it was fantastic, really, really well done.
I'm going to use that in the office.
You should hear our office. Brain's not the game.
Brain is not here. Okay, they're in CLAC committee.
Okay, facilities.
Did not meet. I'm going to check in with Mr. Kitts about this energy audit and see if we do need to meet at all.
Okay. NK High School.
NK has met a few times, and they have apparently gotten very close, if not already hiring a new high school principal. They had an interview process which Julie Caulfield's participated in, and we've discussed this already. They did not yet vote to approve the rollover language for our contract extension, but we anticipate that might happen next Monday. They have certainly having lots of discussions about their budget, both individually at their meetings, and they've had several joint meetings with their town council. Their budget has been approved as requested by their town council. So barring any unforeseen circumstances, I think that is a good thing in terms of the support and programs at the high school. I think that is everything of note.
Okay, thank you. Sarico.
Well, Sarico had a very intense meeting 2 weeks ago now, and the director, the executive director, he recommended that Sarico close.
Cool.
The meeting was resurrected, and Sarico was resurrected to a degree when a group agreed to form a subcommittee to really look long and hard at Sarico's mission, its ability to serve or inability to serve the districts, constituent districts, and really if you have districts who want to participate in the concept of a collaborative, because we keep running into the issue of there are some who buy into the idea of a collaborative as a leader, and there are others who don't. And a couple of recent efforts that Sarico has tried to lead to provide services to multiple districts have really been torpedoed by districts who just at the last minute pull out of professional development, for instance, that they commit to or whatever else, and a collaborative can come like that. So there is a small subcommittee.
Meeting on Monday to try to come up with ideas, plans, suggestions for possible ways to help Sarico to survive for the coming year. Because, I mean, if Race to the Top comes through, there may be a role for the collaborative. It's not really clear to any of us what RIDE sees as the role of the collaboratives going forward, and there's proposed legislation that boards will be entirely school committees and not made up of superintendents, and what would that mean? There's also a meeting set up with Dave Abbott because there's questions about would we be allowed to close. We're in real financial straits right now.
Trying so hard to encourage collaboration.
I know.
It seems like
Are they paid positions? Is that what's starting to drive that?
Well, there are paid positions there. There's a part-time executive director, a finance person that was a program director. It used to survive on the tuitions it got for the special ed program that was there.
Right.
Districts sent students, and that program's gotten down to only 2 students for next year, both of whom are from Narragansett. So Narragansett is going to sponsor the program in Narragansett.
Sure.
But there's not income coming in from there that is enough to, so, we hired the executive director to come up with ideas that would generate income while serving the districts. And I think he has come up with a bunch of ideas that then have gotten sabotaged by one district or another. So
That's sad.
I'm hoping that we can help it to survive and hang on to, slowly be able to come back. But my understanding is that that's not the only collaborative that's in financial difficulty.
Is there a particular reason that some of the districts don't want to do shared services or collaborate on initiatives? I mean, what's the downside?
The same reason we don't want to do the state bus. I mean, there's some,
Well, if you think you can do it better yourself, cheaper.
And there's some districts who are absolutely dead set on the concept that they can do it better in-house, and they would rather
Right.
do their own, they'd rather remake their own wheel
Right.
every time, for control's sake.
And it's very predictable which districts will vote each time we go. I'm a believer in collaboratives. I've always been, part of a
Well,
collaborative
it
that's
seems to
been
make
very
so much
active,
sense.
and that's kind of the go-to. If you need something, go there and they'll help you get it.
It's rather than trying to have it all
Mhm.
the
Yep.
districts do
Same
things.
thing.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yes.
when the General Assembly keeps coming with the ideas of
Regionalizing. Right.
regionalization,
Yep.
wait a minute, this is the perfect
This-
opportunity
right.
to do it.
Mhm.
I mean, we already have these entities in place.
And I think if you have these entities in place, then there comes less pressure to,
I think there's a little bit of baggage, historic baggage. You come from a place, and place says, as does Mike McKee, that has a history of successful collaboratives and successful leadership roles, collaboratives. We don't. We don't. So there's a lot of
Yeah,
historic.
because the East Bay Collaborative has
Cynicism.
been very successful. I mean, in fact, I was just talking with our superintendent a little confident about this, that they're doing just fine. But
well, you have our support if there's anything you can do to keep it thriving, because I think that's where the future is.
$500 million.
I mean, there's.
Do more with less is.
Downsides to regional, I think the collaborative seems like the perfect.
But the collaborative owns that building, and trying to support that building, pay for all the
Right.
maintenance and the lawn, and so the idea did come up of, why don't we sell the building? And then, of course, it would mean possibly, some money going to every district if the collaborative dissolved.
Right.
I propose the idea, and we're discussing it on Monday, that they sell the collaborative, don't give money back to anybody, invest that, and then use the investment income every year, because they're saying it's worth close to $1 million.
Well,
And the
yeah.
investment income could supplement the operating
Yeah.
every year, and help us to rebuild.
And not having a building, I mean, they would make it a more mobile service.
And if they're not needing the building for having the program.
No, and they're also located perfectly conveniently for North Kingstown, relatively convenient for us, but not particularly convenient
No.
for the rest of the.
I mean, it's a long haul for westerly teachers to go there.
Right.
Well, that's a fantastic suggestion.
Well, we'll see what, if it's viable or not. We're down to so little staff there. It's like,
Right.
realistically, what can these 2 people
Yeah, you
accomplish?
can just rent them out from somewhere.
Almost.
Okay,